want strength to show up in your body, where you want strength to show up in your life. Today's is a little more dynamic 3-round circuit. Again, do as much as you can. We'll give you some alternatives to slow things down. And we're going to be doing these for 60 seconds roughly, with a little bit of a break. If you want to take a break, we'll give you some options to go through continuously. So I'm going to demonstrate first, and then we are going to do them together. So I'll go ahead and get started. Most of these are going to be done on the floor. We have one little low lunge, kind of warrior one position. But the first exercise we're going to do with your back up off the ground, leaning back on your elbows, we're going to do our little kind of these little swimmer kicks, tapping the heels down. And what we're trying to do is keep constant tension through the front part of the hip. We're going to do that. After that, we're going to bring our hands along our sides. We're going to bring our legs up. And now instead of a hip and thigh exercise, we're now working the core by moving the lower body. So we're going to do reverse crunches, and we're trying to keep it all into that spine. As we come down, we are going to let the back arch a little bit. You're going to do a separate movement of flattening and then continuing to roll up versus one fluid motion of having it arched and rushing into the flat and the crunch up. So make those two separate movements. We then are going to do a chest fly, one side at a time, but we're also working both arms. So then when we do, you're blocking with the hand, palm is flat, and we're trying to take the arm across the body. From there, we're going to do a steady isometric low lunge hold. And what we're trying to do here is keep your back leg straight, the front leg bent, and we're trying to keep your shoulders and hips square. So we're trying to keep all of this nice and aligned, keeping the back leg low and back leg straight, keeping it straight as much as you can, exploring how do your hips and glutes feel when holding those positions. From there, we're going to do a pendulum walk. We can either walk side to side, or if you want more intensity, we can do the 3-hop, where we pause in the middle and then jump across. So we have a couple options there. And then we have a lot of people's favorites. So this face down, elbow up, thumb up to the ceiling, lift that arm. Again, a lot of people mention that one is difficult, either in their shoulder or in their low back. So respect what your body can do. Even if you can just think about creating more tension in that area, your shoulder, the back of your arm, you might not even lift your arm up off the floor. Part of it is just getting your body used to being in that position with the arm up overhead. For others that it's easy, then we'll want to go ahead and have you lift your arm up. All right, so we're going to get into our position for our first round of 6 exercises. Again, we're going to do 3 rounds today. If you want, you can take breaks as needed. You also are welcome to only do 1 or 2 rounds, or join me for all 3. All right, so here we go. We're leaning back. We've got our little swimmer kicks, keeping those knees as straight as you can with a slight bend, but really trying to put all the tension into the front of the thighs. And because your hips are on the ground and your back is off, you're not having to worry about bracing your core as much. And relax, take a brief break. The break never seems long enough. All right, here we go. Next 30, same exercise. Keep your head up to the ceiling, just changes your neck flexors. Nice, slow exchange. Eight seconds. Taking breaks as you need. And relax. All right, so now we're gonna enjoy this brief 10-second break as we get into position. Now your back is flat. We're gonna bring your legs up as if they're sitting up on a chair. Right now there should be a low space, a small space in your low back. We're gonna flatten that. And now we're gonna continue to roll up. Do a crunch. Good. And again. Nice, steady. Hold the extreme ranges. Coming back down, letting that back arch, and then flatten, and continue to roll up and squeeze. Down, arch, small arch, flatten. Again, two distinct movements between that, the flat, and then letting it arch. So we're gaining spinal control. You're trying to use your muscles to help you develop spinal control. So go ahead and relax. All right, here we go. Once again, feet are up, small space in your back, flatten the back. Continue to roll up, tightening up your abs, squeezing through the core. Down flat, small arch, back flat, and up and squeeze. Down, flatten, crunch up. Squeeze those abs. Think of your abs as like an accordion. They're trying to squeeze together. As it squeezes down layer by layer, it just so happens that the spine has to curve. And relax. All right, so now we have our chest fly. So here, we're just going to take the arm. I'm taking it across my body. My hand is blocking it, and I'm pushing across, but my hand is preventing it. So both arms are actually working right now. Both are trying to squeeze to the middle. So you feel this across the chest. So you can see that my arm is below my elbow. It's not up here, or below my shoulder. It's not even with my shoulder, so my hand is below the shoulder. Less extreme position of shoulder flexion gets in a better position for your chest muscles. Keep that steady if you can. And relax. We're going to switch arms, switch sides. Again, now it's just coming across. Hand is below the shoulder. Here we go. The hand that's blocking is just across my bicep, below the elbow space, that antecubital space. A lot of times if you block there, it puts a lot of pressure into that area. You have a lot of nerves and sensation. It's more sensitive. Again, both arms are squeezing across the middle. They're opposing each other. Kind of an internal tug of war. And relax. All right, so now we have our low lunge. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get into this position with the back leg is extended and straight. We're trying to stay nice and low. And we're going to hold this nice and steady, steadier than what I'm doing. Can you straighten that back leg without elevating? So there I was kind of dipped. I could straighten it without going up any higher. Are those shoulders and hips square? When we exchange, what we're going to do is we're going to actually step forward, and then we'll step back, getting into that low lunge. Use your hands to assist. Which side feels harder to hold? Maybe less balance? You get any shaking on one side more than the other? And it's also okay to feel like you're low without actually being low to the ground. Pay attention to your feelings and step up. And now we're gonna go back into a push-up position. So how we're gonna do that, we're gonna hinge at the hips, walk our hands down to the floor. So here, we can either walk across or hop across. So right now I'm gonna walk across this first round, with the next two rounds increasing resistance. So again, we're just doing some shoulder posting and some core work, working those quads. 8 seconds. Tapping those feet together when you get on each side of the mat. Go ahead and lower and relax. We're going to do a push-up to get back up into position. So push up, and then do the little pendulum, walking across each side of the mat. Seeing, does your wrist feel more sensitive when you go to one direction, putting more pressure on the wrist that you're going to, the side that the feet go to. 7 seconds. And relax, lowering yourself to the floor. All right, so now we're going to bring one hand underneath our forehead, and the other hand goes up over top, thumb to the ceiling. So again, for some of you, this might be the position that you're going to be in. Maybe visualize just picking your hand up. For others, we're going to go ahead and lift that arm up. We're holding it for 30, but it's okay to hold it for 10, take a break, and hold it for another 10. Or hold it for 10 and then relax the rest of the time. Keep that elbow straight. Think about thumb to the ceiling. You're trying to keep tension out of your neck, so have it out to the side a little bit, not directly aligned with your head. And relax. We're going to switch arms underneath your head, switch arms that are extended. Thumb up to the ceiling. Here we go. Lift up and hold. Breathe into it if you get any cramping. So this side I feel more cramping along my rib cage, the lower back area. But it's something I can tolerate, so I'm going to stick with it, try to breathe into those cramps. If you're not an expert of your body and you're cramping, I suggest relaxing out of it. All right, we're going to turn over. We'll take a small break, and we're going to jump into round 2. All right, so with this first exercise, we're leaning back. Our forearms and elbows are supporting us. We're now going to do our little swimming legs and heel taps to the floor. I'm not trying to take those legs up very high, because I'm trying to keep the tension constantly on my quads, on my thighs. So I'm going to listen to my body, and I'm going to go ahead and take a break. Here we go, the second 30. So if you want, you can go ahead and rest. Otherwise, join back in. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Thanking your body for allowing you to do this without any pain or discomfort. Or if you have pain or discomfort, paying attention to when does it happen, with this specific leg going up, specific leg going down. Which transition do you feel that happening in? And relax. All right, we're going to lie on your backs. We have a reverse crunch. So again, hands flat on the floor along your sides. We're going to bring those feet up as if they're up on a chair. Our knees are apart just a little bit, and we're going to try to keep the thighs in that same spot. So roll up, flatten the back, let the back extend just a little bit. Flatten, roll up and hold. Flatten, small arch, flatten, and contract your abs. Down, arch, here we go, flatten, up and squeeze. There you go, nice. So here we're trying to keep it all into your abdominals. So really working on spinal control. Taking a small break, here we go, back into it, small arch, flatten, and then continue to crunch, curling the knees up towards your chin and head. Down, small arch, flatten, and crunch. Squeeze those muscles. Again, it's like they're an accordion. Here we go, small arch, flatten, and crunch. Good, good control. Try not to rush through these positions. Learn that there's variations in these extreme positions. Now we have our chest fly. So we're taking the hand flat, the opposite hand, the active arm. Well, I guess both arms are active, but the straight arm, blocking it just at the bicep. Here we go. Again, the hand is below the shoulder. You can make a fist if you'd like. You can play around with your wrist positions. You can see like, oh, does one wrist position make it harder to continue to make pressure across the body? Breathe into it. As you do this, it's good to scan your lower body, your hips and thighs and quads, the abs that we were just working, and relax. We'll switch sides, so palm flat, active arm extended, and we're pushing both arms across the body. And paying attention to where your hand and arm is relative to your shoulder. They should be below it. What's your head doing? Mine tends to be more extended with today's exercises, so I'm going to try to tuck my chin, not a position my body likes to be in. So identify the things that your body doesn't like, and then in a controlled environment, we're going to try to train your body to get more comfortable with it. All right, so we're at the halfway point of today's workout. We're going to go into our low lunge. So we're here, we're getting nice and low. We're trying to keep this back leg as straight as you can. Staying low, trying to stay nice and steady. When we exchange, we're going to step forward. If you need to, you can put your hands to the mat to help with added balance. And then we'll step back to do the other side in 5 seconds. What is your front foot doing? Do you feel it wobbling side to side? Okay, we're stepping up. And now we're going to step back using those hands. Get that foot behind you as far as you can. Straight that leg out. Chest and hips squared going forward. Does one side feel like you're getting more of a stretch? Is it harder to hold? Do you feel one side more in the quad holding you up? Three seconds. Nice job. Way to hold it steady and down. All right. So now we're going to go down. We're going to do a push-up to get into position for this pendulum jump or walks. So this round, I'm going to start off walking and then move into jumps. You can keep it walking the entire time. So we're up. We're going to walk across to each side of the mat. Paying attention. What does it feel like when you walk those feet to the hand, to the side of the hand? Do you feel that increase of pressure? Because it's happening. Now the question is, are you aware of it? To the middle, and we're going to control our way down. The hands in close, chaturanga, push up. All right, here we go. So if you want to continue to do the walk, you can. I'm going to move to the jumps. So then you're just trying to aim middle, side, side. Middle, side, middle, side. Middle, side, middle, side. Five seconds. All right, we're to the middle, hand down, control the descend. Back of your head, forehead to the back of your hand. Other arm reaches up, resting on the ground. Again, this is appropriate for some of you. The rest of us, we're going to extend the arm up. How are your sensations this time compared to round one? I have less cramping. I feel it now more in my elbow than in my back. Are you experiencing any changes in sensation? Okay, we'll switch the hand that's underneath your forehead. Extend the other arm out. Thumb to the ceiling. If you want, just keep your hand there. Otherwise, lift up off the ground. Respecting what your body's communicating. Excellent. As you do these things, reinforce and remind yourself of how strong you are. Thanking life for allowing you to show up. All right. And just like that, we've entered round three. So give yourself a little pat on the back, take a little breather, and we'll jump back in to our first exercise of round three, which is going to be lying on our face up, but we're mostly putting our weight into our hips and doing our little swim kicks with our little heel touch. Get a drink of water if you'd like. All right, here we go. So we've got our little leg taps. Nice, slow, controlled motion here. The tendency is to want to do a lot of reps. Today, we're focusing more on going slow and controlled to make your muscles work more. How does your back feel when doing this? Are you feeling it more in the front of your quads? Go ahead and take a break. We'll move back up into that position in just 4 seconds. All right, here we go. Back into position. If you want, you can take a break. Otherwise, join me. Listening to your body. What does your body need? Does it need a little more activity, blood exchange, work those muscles? Or does your body say, ooh, I need a little pause, a little break? Three seconds. Can you be gentle with those heels touching? I noticed as I got more fatigue, my heels were landing with more force, more sound. All right, so now we have our reverse crunch. This is where you want to pretend that your legs are up on a chair. There's a small space in your back. You can flatten it. Then from there, we're going to curl up and crunch. Down, back is flat, small arch, flatten, and crunch up. Extend, flatten, and crunch. Down, arch, flatten, and crunch. And relax. Enjoy the brief break. All right, here we go. Feet are up, small arch, flatten, crunch. Down with the back flat, small arch. It's just a small movement in your pelvis to go from the back arch to back flat. Back arch, back flat, curl up and hold. Down, back is flat, back is arched. Do you have any discomfort or sensitivity? Like for me, as I go into this back arch, I can just feel kind of low grade discomfort and relax. All right, so now we got our chest fly, both arms moving towards each other. Again, hand below the body. The last couple times I did palm facing down. This time I'm gonna do palm facing the camera or inside the body. So here we go. And you keep squeezing. Both arms are competing against each other to create a stronger contraction to safely and effectively strengthen your chest muscles. And relax. We're going to switch arms. Okay, this time do palm in. Here we go. So the palm is facing towards the opposite side of my body, where before it was facing my feet. It's just a little more external rotation. Breathe into it. Even though you're holding position nice and steady, keep breathing. Nice job. Keep squeezing. All right, go ahead and relax. All right, we're going to move into our low lunge. Again, taking your time with the transitions. If you get into it a little bit later, that's okay. There you go, nice and steady. Is that knee, that back knee as straight as it can be? Are you as low as you can be in control? As you hold this, that's one of the nice things about isometrics and holding positions. We find that things become more available when we hold it. So we're going to step forward, and then we're going to step back and use your hands to even assist. We're going to get as low as you can. Keep that back leg straight, trying to keep your chest up, back up, shoulders and hips pointing forward. Try not to do a ton of rotation. Again, what's your front foot doing? You saw mine. Rotate to the outside. 10 seconds. Taking breaks as you need it. And we're gonna step up. Now we're gonna do our little pendulum. So to get into the pendulum, we're going to hinge at the hips, walk our hands out, get into position. All right, if you wanna walk, you can. I'm gonna get into my hops. Outside, middle, outside. Nice job. To the middle, we're gonna lower yourself down to the floor. Nice job, we have 90 seconds left in today's workout. We're gonna go ahead and push back up into position. Again, you can do the walks, otherwise hopping across. What can your feet and toes tolerate? Halfway. I can tell I'm losing a little bit of power and energy because it got harder for me to land in the same spots. This jump's got a little sloppier. All right, face down, thumb to the air, thumb to the sky, shoulder flexion. So forehead to the back of your hand, elbow up, thumb up. So a lot of you, this is the position to hold. The rest of us, you're gonna lift up. Again, you don't have to lift as high as you can, knowing that there's variations. Respect what your body is telling you. Okay, we're going to switch sides. Thumb to the ceiling. Here we go. We're going to lift up and hold. Your hand on the floor is all the body can handle. See how you feel just in that position and holding it for 30 seconds. You're still getting the benefit of stretching your nerves, your connective tissue, helping connective tissue get used to being in different positions. Keep that elbow straight and relax. Excellent job today.